Hello BookTube, my name is Elizabeth and welcome to Book Babble. Today I am doing Top 5 Wednesday, and you guys all know what that means. Top 5 Wednesday was created by Ginger Reads Laney, and I will link the information down below if you would like to join. Today's Top 5 Wednesday topic is Top 5 Books that you've read in 2015 so far. And I was going to do a separate video on this. I'm actually really happy that this is a Top 5 Wednesday topic, because then I can just do it with this. But let's just get started. I'm going to go in descending order, so I'm going to start with 5, and yes, these are in the exact order that I would put them in. So number 5 is going to have to be Saga by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples is, I think, the authors. If I got that right, 10 points for me. I read all 4 graphic novels this year, and I absolutely fell in love. I cannot wait until the 5th installment comes out, and then after the 5th installment comes out, I'm definitely going to be getting the individual comics as they come out, which come out like once a month or something like that. I just love this graphic novel series. If you guys need an easy debut into graphic novels, I highly, highly recommend the Saga series. You can get the bind-ups of all the comics. They have like 6 or 7 comics in each bind-up, and they're just so phenomenal. I love this graphic novel series so much. I highly recommend it. For number 4, I picked the Selection series by Kira Cass. I didn't have very many high hopes for this series, but I was oddly just sucked in. I don't watch shows like The Bachelor or anything like that, but this series really, I just couldn't help but enjoy it for some reason. I couldn't put it down. I read The Selection, The Elite, and The One within a week and a half, and I just plowed through them, and now I cannot wait until I get my copy of The Heir from the library. I am just counting down the days until I can pick it up. This series was phenomenal. It was like my guilty pleasure. You know, it's like a book that I don't want to admit that I love, but I do love it. I was not expecting to love it as much as I do, and I just am really excited for the next book to come out. I really wanted the next book to be about America and Prince Maxon, so I'm kind of disappointed that it's about their daughter. Spoiler alert! Sorry, guys. Um, but you know, I can't help but pick it up. When I first heard that, I was like, I'm not gonna read it. I don't want to read about their daughter. I want to read about them. But then I'm just like, you know what? Who am I kidding? I have to read it. The next 3 that I'm going to talk about, it was so hard to place them in like first, second, or third places. But I'm going to have to put the Fallen Kingdom series as number 3. I read Fallen Kingdom's Rebel Spring and the 3rd book, which I can't remember the name of it, all this year, and don't get me wrong, I freaking loved this series. It was so good. It has to be in 3rd place under books 1 and 2. If you guys haven't read this series, I don't know what you're doing with your life. It is freaking phenomenal. Ginger Reads Laney just raves about this series, and now I'm probably going to too. This is one of my all-time favorite series. I cannot wait until December, until the 4th book comes out. It's like my addiction. I'm super excited. If you guys are like intimidated by like these fantasy books, I listened to Fallen Kingdoms and Rebel Spring on an audiobook, and I read the 3rd one physically. Listening to fantasy novels on audiobook, I think makes it a lot less intimidating, and I think you can get through it faster. So I would recommend that if you guys want to get into fantasy but you're a little bit intimidated, try the audiobook, and you can rent audiobooks from Overdrive using your library for free. So yeah, this series is fan-freaking-tastic. My second favorite book that I've read this year is gonna have to be Cress by Marissa Meyer. I know, it was like neck and neck between this book and my first book, but Cress is just amazing. Definitely fast. The Cinder series has definitely turned into one of my favorite series of all time this year. I read Cress and Fairest this year, and both were absolutely amazing. I could probably put them together because they're in the same series. They were just so good. I think I'm gonna say the same thing about all these books on the list, but it's just fan-freaking-tastic. If you guys are like worried about getting Cinder, just don't and pick it up, because that was my first thought. I was like, she's a cyborg, it's science fiction, it's young adult, which I don't mind young adult, but science fiction and young adult put together, I just didn't see them mixing. But Marissa Meyer mixes them so well, and it's just the most amazing series you will ever read. I promise you. If you guys are having any doubts about reading it, just don't pick it up and trust it, and I guarantee you'll love it. Now, finally, to my favorite book so far of 2015, and I said it when I read it, I said it when I reviewed it, that there is not going to be a book that surpasses this one, and I've been right so far. A couple have come close, like Cress and Ferris, but just nothing has surpassed this book yet, and it is The Sin Eater's Daughter by Melinda Salisbury. Amazing. It was just so good. And since then, I've talked to Melinda Salisbury like over Twitter a couple times, and she's just the nicest person. This is her debut novel. The religion aspect in this book is so unique and so beautiful, I think, and just the things that she comes up with in this series are so good. And you think the ending is going to go one way, but it definitely doesn't. And every corner I was surprised and there was something new and something more exciting going on. This is going to be a series, but the second one is like iffy on coming out. I don't know where it's going. There hasn't been any news on the second one coming out, but I really hope that it does. If you guys want to see my review on The Sin Eater's Daughter by Melinda Salisbury, I will link it down below. I think I did a full review after I read it, and it was just so amazing. I highly recommend this book. If you are a fantasy lover, you will 100% love this book, I guarantee it. Alright guys, so that is the end of my ravings for my 5 favorite books of 2015 so far. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you've read any of these books down below, or if you haven't read them, comment and let me know which ones you are interested in reading, and if you have read them, we'll just, fangirl together, because these books are just amazing. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.